Anja here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making these adorable face scrubbies. So I have made them in 100% cotton because then you can wash them and keep them clean. So the cotton I always like to use is Cotton Soft by King Cole. It's a very nice cotton, very soft as the name says, and it is so easy to work with. They have a whole range of colors. I've got quite a few, but today I decided I was going to be using purple and green, and for the tutorial I'm going to use white. Now here, this one was my first one, and that was a little bit of a different cotton, just something that I had in my stash, and this is going to serve for something else, which I will tell you about in the next video, so do keep an eye out for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, do, because then you will be notified of that next video. Now, I've called it the floating jasmine flower, which does not make sense because it would be more sensible to call it the floating lotus, but I thought the middle of the scrubby looked a little bit like a jasmine flower, and then because the petals are slightly standing up, I thought it looked a little bit like, a floating thing. So there we have it. Floating jasmine flower, and I am sure it does not have to make sense as long as the project has a name, right? Okay, so what do you need? Like I said, I'm using Cotton Soft. It is meant for a 4mm, so this is a DK cotton, 100%, and yeah, for a 4mm, but I am using a 3.5mm as I normally use for DK. Then of course scissors and a darning needle. And I'm using white for mine today. So we are going to get started with a slip knot. Whichever way you can make yours is fine. Insert your hook into the loop. And let's get started. We are going to do 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we go back to the first chain, insert our hook, yarn over, pull it through, and pull it through the loop on your hook. We now have a tiny little circle in which we are going to be working. Chain 2, 1, 2. Now we are going to start making puff stitches, so we need to do 6 of them. So let me explain how we are going to do them. With your finger, with your thumb and your finger, hold on to the circle really well. Make sure you've got the opening looking there. Yeah, there we are. Right, so I've got the opening there. With this finger here, we are going to hold on to our yarn. So yarn over, hold on to it, into the circle, pull up a loop, bring the loop up, hold on to it, yarn over, hold on to it, into the circle, bring up a loop, bring it up, hold on, yarn over, hold on, into the circle, bring it up, hold on, yarn over, and now pull it back. 1, 2 chains. Again, yarn over, hold on, into the circle, pull up a loop, bring it all the way up, hold on to it, yarn over, hold on, and each time we do this yarning over, pulling up a loop, holding on 3 times, and then we bring it through, and then we do 2 chains. So yarn over into the circle, pull up a loop and bring it up, yarn over again, holding on, into the circle, bring it up, yarn over, into the circle, bring it up. So that was 3 times. Yarn over again, and now I am pulling this whole hook up, so this is all tensioned, and I can go through it like this. 1, 2. Okay, and we do that until, hang on, I was being too quick there, not enough yarn. Okay, yarn over, hold on to it each time, because that way your puff is going to have nice sort of, you know, strands lying there. 1, 2, hold on, and yeah, 1, 2, hold on, I think my end is getting in the way there. Okay, 3 times and pull through, and there we go. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we are going to go and get past the chain to that V that's on top of my puff here, and I go under that one, and that's where I will do my slip stitch. There we go. Okay, so that's our jasmine flower for the middle. Now we are here, so we're going to do 1 chain, and then again under that same V here we are going to do a single crochet. Into the chain space we are going to do 2 single crochets. On top of the puff, 1 single crochet. Chain space, 2 single crochets. Top of the puff, 1. Chain space, 2. And 1. And we continue like this. No, I think I went into the wrong, no. Yep, there we go, in here, making sure I don't go into the puff. Doing this helps to sort of form the flower nicely, because it will open up these little chain spaces there. Okay, and 2 here, 1 on top. And if you've done it well, if you've really pulled up well, your actual little circle that we're making now will be smaller than the length of the puffs, and that will make your puff, your flower, stand up. Can you see that, how it stands up? I know it doesn't make any sense, but you'll see it when you're doing it, that actually, yeah, the flower will come out to you like these ones do. Look, can you see? Okay, right. So there we are. Now, I've done a slip stitch into that first chain. Sorry, did you see that? Into that first single crochet that I did after the chain. Now, we are going to chain 2. 1, 2. And you should have, in your circle, you should have 18 single crochets now. But we need an extra little stitch in sort of for the rest of our scrubby, so we are going to use this little one here as well. Okay, so the very first one, you're going to go into that one and you're going to do a half double crochet in the back loop. So just picking up the back loop, you do 1 half double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to do 2 half double crochets, because obviously we have to increase 1. And in the next stitch you do 2. Okay, so this is going to be a 3rd row increase, half double crochets into the back loop. So that means we do 1 half double crochet, then we do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and this should lie nice and flat. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Now, as you can tell, normally we end in a 2, and here we're going to have to do another one as well into this chain here. So that's what happened, because we have added an extra little stitch in the beginning here. So we are going to skip these 2 chains, go under this one, but we need this little chain. We need that extra stitch later on, so it's good to do it in this row. Okay, so there we go. So look, there we have it. So you've got sort of that little puffy flower on top of your scrubby there. Well, it's the jasmine, isn't it? Okay, so now we are going to do a row of single crochets, and again we are going to do them in the back loop, and you are not going to do any increases. So we are just going to yarn over, do a chain, then you go and do a single crochet in each stitch. And this time we did skip that very first one, you know, the one that sort of is part of that slip stitch. So don't worry about that, just start in the first stitch as you would normally. So we are doing single crochets, why is this happening here? And you'll start to panic now, because can you see how it's curling up? Don't worry about that. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around. It will all work out just fine. Okay, and then here we are going to do one in there and then a slip stitch to close the round. And yes, I can still put it flat, so it's fine. You should now have 28 stitches. So let's do the petals. We are going to yarn over, skip 1 stitch, because we've used that one for the slip stitch, so we're skipping that one, skip this one, and then into the next one, and we do 5 double crochets in here. 3, 4 and 5. Then you skip 1 stitch and you do a slip stitch in the next. Skip 1 stitch, 5 double crochets in the next stitch. Three, 4 and 5. Skip 1, slip stitch. Yarn over and skip 1 stitch, 5 double crochets in the next stitch. 3, 4 and 5. Skip 1, slip stitch. Yarn over, skip 1 and do 5 double crochets in the next one. So really we are doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 petals. Do you know, I hadn't even counted those petals. I was just doing them and I was just making sure that it would, you know, all work out for our petals. Doesn't matter how many we're doing, to be honest, just as long as we don't have a squashed up one. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1 and slip stitch. Skip once in there. Yeah, I think we might just get there. Okay, 2, 3, 4. It's always a gamble. Even if you've tried it, even if you've written it down, you never know that it's going to go wrong. Skip 1, do 1, skip 1. Yes! Oh dear. So 3 double crochets, 4 double crochets, and the 5th one. There we go. Now you skip 1, and here is the one where you're going to, where you have your chain coming out of, and so we just do a slip stitch in that one. There we go. Okay, and that is, look at that, see, it lies nice and flat, and that flower pops up. So we are going to cut off our yarn, pull it through. Yeah, picking up a needle is impossible. And you're going to thread your yarn onto your needle, and you're going to do an invisible stitch here, an invisible weaving. There we go. And then I just weave it in at the end, at the back, like so. Sort of going through where there are sort of a few thicker places where the stitches are a little bit thicker. There we go. And yeah, these would make lovely little presents, of course, but of course also for, for yourself, if you are going to be wanting to do things more eco-friendly, and you can make your own wash pads, face pads, scrubbies, whatever you want to use them for, removing of makeup. Okay, so here we go, all sewn in. And we'll just cut off the ends, and we can put them in with our collection. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of my uploads. Also, make sure you're a member of our Facebook group. Here are some suggested videos for you. I hope you enjoy watching them. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!